Hi, this is Ava, and I'm here to show you how this all works. So this is our landing page. On the left, you have our name and a brief description of what this site is about. On the right, you have a preview, a visual preview about what you're going to receive once you get inside. Here are three things that I would love for you to remember about the Lattice LMS: mastery-based, family style, and grade-free. Below that, we have our comparison chart. You get to see all the features of the Lattice LMS and compare it to great options uh, for educating your child: homeschool, traditional school, Montessori school. And then below that is this video. Once it gets plugged in, this is where we'll go. So new members would click sign up. I believe I already signed up with this email. This is just an email that I don't use. Let's see. Yep, so I would log in. But in a moment, you'll see a page, which is this one, and this is where it would take you if you wanted to sign up regardless. As you can see, your account status here is pending. So it's possible that either you didn't pay or you could have paid already, but it does take a manual step on the back end for us to update your status as paid, and that does not take long at all. Once that's done, you will have access to either the create your own curriculum or the already created curriculum. First, let's explore the create your own curriculum. I just did some back end work. I'm going to refresh, and now I have access. And as you can see, create your own is here. On the left, we have our navigation buttons, and I will go through them one by one, starting with where we are now, which is the dashboard. We start with a quote that changes daily for inspiration. We also start with your own plug and play inspiration. We homeschool because. You type in the reason here, press enter. This also cycles daily. If that reason is no longer true for you, or you just have a better way of putting it, you can remove the reason. After that, we have a parent check-in. I'm using the fictitious names Kai and Ashley. This I can already see is going to need an upgrade soon because it is quite catered to one type of improvement. I'm already noting that right now. But let's just go through it anyway, because how this started was we have two homeschooling parents in our home. Parent one is mom for us, parent two is dad. Mom, myself, I needed to get better, and I am still and always improving on pausing before I get frustrated at my kids. And this is my way of doing it, and it has absolutely worked. It reminds me of a streak on Snapchat, if you have that app. But it's like I don't want to break my streak. And so I have made immense progress. Parent two for us was dad. His thing was pulling out his phone during homeschool. Like, let's say there's a lull, instead of being gainfully employed, and that is a work in progress. That's his work in progress on this side. It's important to remember that parents are part of the homeschool process, and in fact, they're the first part of the homeschool process. Information comes from us to our children. And so if it's going to come from us, we want it to come from us in the best way possible. This is something that we're completely proud of here at the Lattice LMS from GSA. Continuing on, we have a snapshot of what we're going to be learning today. You don't need to flip through books and pages. You don't need to even flip through this site, click through this site to find out what it is we're doing today because it's right here. Moving along to the parent trackers, if you want a more robust idea, a bigger snapshot, a wider snapshot of where you've come, where you still need to go, we have that here. You can save your name. Let's save it to Carlos. Name changes, same for down here. And when you download this PDF, it does give you a visual representation of your progress. Next, we have the curriculum material. I'm going to delete this for simplicity. So this is where you have units. The Lattice LMS is a unit study type of curriculum or curriculum builder. Let's just say we have classroom here, for example. Once you click on the unit, you'll be directed to subjects. You can keep these subjects. You can let go of these subjects. It's up to you. Let's say we have art, for example. This is where your topics are going to come up. It could be colors in the classroom. It could be shapes in the classroom. This is where it pops up. From there, we have nodes. Nodes is probably something you've never heard of before because we made it up. We are inspired by the nodes from a lattice pattern. Feel free to go get a visual of those so you can understand what I'm talking about. But there are kind of like where things come together, and then there's parts where things beam apart. This is our inspiration for family style learning. When things come together is an example of, the homeschooling parent and the children of all ages in the family coming together to learn. Now, I have multiple children, and what I found was I did not want to be 5 teachers in once. I don't have 5 kids, but let's say you have 5 kids. I would not want you to be 5 teachers in one. You're probably here because you don't want to be 5 teachers in one, and each person's doing something different. You want to open a book, find something to talk about that everyone can relate to. This is the nodes. For example, the nodes here's warm and cool colors. Everyone can talk about what warm and cool colors is on their different level. Here, you'll add text about what you would say. This would be like your script, your teaching material. Warm colors are blank. Cool colors are blank. Or it could look like whatever you want it to look like. Let's play a game about blank. Something that all of your family members can connect with. It's not too advanced for the younger kids. It's not too rudimentary for the older kids. We'll add the materials here. Need warm, cool color game. You need maybe a chart. Whatever you need to a book to convey this concept. Think of nodes as concepts. And then you have a YouTube video link if that's how you prefer to teach your children as well. From there, we're going to click View Assignments. When you're adding an assignment, you press the plus button, go back, and give it a name. Or not. You don't have to. You can ignore this. It can be observation-based. It can be compare-contrast-based. I can also provide a list of like types of assignments. Be happy to for free. Or you can ignore it, like I said. So now let's go to assignment 1. In this example, it's completed, but let's pretend that it's not completed. Then it would look like this one. So we're going to press View, Edit. And now we're in the assignments. This is also where our Lattice LMS stands apart from other types of curriculum. In our current society, we have a grade system. So if you ask a child, hey, what are you learning in school, or what grade are you in? They will say, I'm in 5th grade. Well, that doesn't tell you much. It might even just tell you the age that they are if you know that. Other than that, you don't know. You don't know what stage they're at. You don't know what they're working on unless you're privy to that kind of thing. Now, with our Lattice LMS, things are a bit different. We were inspired by Bloom's taxonomy, something definitely to look up and reference if you are unfamiliar. And Bloom's taxonomy in short terms is sort of like a ladder of learning. It's a progression. Bloom, the creator of this progression, started with remember, and then went to understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Here we added one at the end called refine and share, and one in the beginning called notice. Before you remember something, you notice. And after you create something, you refine it and you share it. So I've input some assignments here. For example, the notice. Notice these colors. And we'll need color cards for that. Or remember warm versus cool colors. Remember which colors are warm, which colors are cool. You'll need paint for that. Let's go on to create, for example. Create artwork using both warm and cool colors. And you'll need canvas or paper, paint brushes, warm and cool colored paint. If you wanted to show any individual child a video for them, that's where you put it. And if you wanted to reference a Pinterest picture, for example, then that would be here. Pinterest has some great stuff. So this is how we organize our stages. It's not based on age. It's completely mastery based. Right now we're in the unit classroom. The subject is art. The topic is colors in the classroom. A child at the notice level is more around the baby, preschool stage. Remember, more like kindergarten age, all the way up to create, which is about 8th grade level, and refine and share, also 8th grade level. Typo.